Today on the Topping Show, Bud Light releases a ridiculous ad on Twitter and fails epically. NHL to cancel Pride jerseys next year. Hunter Biden gets a plea deal with no jail time. You have the U.S. Navy knowing that the submarine was sunk days before actually telling the public. Disney fires their chief diversity officer. Target pushing for next day delivery. SpaceX now valued at $150 billion. Mazda going to bring back the rotary engine. Ford is prepping for major layoffs, and Honda recalls over 1 million vehicles. All that and much more on The Topping Show. Thank you for taking the time to tune in today. Today's episode of Topping Show is sponsored by Topping Technologies. Topping Technologies is an IT value-added reseller and services company with a special proficiency in IT security. Heck, I see their founder released twice today. Gotta say he's quite handsome and brilliant. He's me, that's the joke. If you're an IT leader or a business owner, need a little assistance, you can reach the team at sales@toppingtechnologies.com. Other interesting business news, you have Mazda. They're releasing the first rotary engine in 11 years. So it's been quite some time. The good old Wenkel rotary engine, it was a brilliant idea, and one of those things where on paper it absolutely makes sense. When you compare it to when it was out, the overwhelming majority of vehicles all have the standard traditional internal combustion engine where you have pistons shooting straight up. That's why if you have like a vehicle with an inline four, you have 4 pistons in a row, and they all punch up and down, up and down, up and down. That design is brilliant and can last 1 million miles if you get a nice good old-fashioned Toyota or a Honda. But there are a lot of components in that engine design. So the Wenkel design, there's actually no pistons, it's a glorified triangle, and you just hence the name rotary. So there's less things moving around, less components necessary to make it. Now, unfortunately, it kind of met a bad demise. The Mazda RX-7 was legendary thanks to the Fast and Furious movies. RX-8 was the last mass production vehicle to have the rotary engine, had a little reliability issues, and also these tend to burn a little oil, so again, the EPA doesn't like that, and they're crunching down more and more and more. However, in this new application, it might just be viable. I say that because the new application won't be for the drivetrain. Now, this is specifically in regards to the Mazda MX-30, which is a compact electric SUV, and they would use the rotary engine in order to boost the batteries. So this little gas engine, similar to the Chevy Volt, it actually wouldn't be moving the wheels on the vehicle, it would just be charging the batteries. Because of that, there's less inertia, there's less weight, less wear and tear on the engine. There's not really any revs, so there's less variables in that regard. And the production of the MX-30e Skyactiv R-EV, which I kind of want to say it's an epic fail for marketing because it's not catchy. It does sound fancy, I'll give them that. They have actually started production of that vehicle last week over in Hiroshima. Now, it'll be interesting to see, the new engine is called the Renesis 13E-MSP engine. Or rather, that was the RX-8 engine. That was the one that had reliability issues. So new one is starting production over in Japan. It'll be interesting to see, will it get the green light for coming over to the United States for mass consumer sale? But it is cool to see such a legendary engine come back to the production when, every car company back when they experimented with the technology because it is a really fascinating idea. But Mazda realistically was the only large-scale commercial viable product with that engine, and it used to be one of the most unique things about Mazda. Heck, who wouldn't want a Mazda RX-8? That's what Wolverine drove back in the day. Who doesn't like Chris Pine? Kidding, I know it's Hugh Jackman. Thank you everyone for taking the time to tune in. Cannot thank you enough. I really appreciate it if you take the time to like, subscribe, and comment. Each one of those things greatly helps out the channel. Also, don't forget to tell your family, tell your coworkers, tell your enemies, heck, tell your friends, tell anyone and everyone. Just stay safe and fight the good fight.